Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. This is the Endless TBR. My name is Christian, and this is my channel where I love to talk about books. And I'm coming to you on August 14th in this beautiful and extremely hot day here in Florida, where I am staying inside because it's like 120-degree heat index. This is the perfect day to get in some reading, shoot a video. It's a little before the actual halfway point of the month, but it's my day off today, so I figured this would be a good time to make this video, kind of cataloging my reading journey so far in August, almost the halfway point, as well as just show off a couple books that I've bought so far this month. I don't do a lot of like book haul videos because I don't really buy a lot of books. I already own a ton of books because when I really got into reading again, I kind of went crazy and I bought a ton of stuff, and now I'm really trying to focus on reading through all the books that I already own on my bookshelves. So maybe I'll buy like 1 or 2 books a month. But the first couple weeks of this month, I saw a couple books that were super interesting, and a couple that one of them I had to buy for school that I'm actually probably going to end up reading the entirety of it because it looks very interesting. But I'll get to that in a little bit here. But I'm just going to outline how I'm doing so far in this month as far as my reading goals go. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I set up quite a steep climb for myself in this month, and I don't know if I'm going to quite get there. We'll see. I was riding the high from July because I read the most books I think I've ever read in my life in that month, so I had high aspirations, and then I picked some really big books. So I'm not doing too bad. I'm not where I should be if I think I'm going to meet the goals, but that just means I really gotta lock in for the second half of this month and chip away at these books that I've set up for myself. But I will show you what I've read so far. I haven't done too bad. I definitely have finished some things. So the first 2 books that I read this month are two books in the High Republic, the Star Wars High Republic that I'm currently chipping away at, getting very close to the end of, and I'm very excited for that. So the first one was this one, The Eye of Darkness, the first adult novel in the High Republic Phase 3. And then also I finished Defy the Storm, which is the first young adult novel in Phase 3 of the High Republic. And I enjoyed both of these books quite a bit. I'll start with The Eye of Darkness because I read this one first. I imagine this one's going to be pretty high up on my monthly ranking that I do at the end of each month, but I really enjoyed this one. It was picked up quite a little, about exactly a year after the Fallen Star, the last book in Phase 1 of the High Republic, and these adult novels are just absolutely killer. Like, of all of the High Republic so far, the adult novels have just been 4, but mostly 5-star reads for me. Like, really high enjoyment level, top tier Star Wars for me. And then this one didn't drop the ball at all. And the thing that I loved about this book the most is the Nihil, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Nihil. So the Nihil were, when we first started the High Republic, I didn't see them as that big of a threat. I'm like, okay, you have this like band of raiders. They seem kind of unorganized and disgruntled, and I don't know, but slowly the books have made them more of a threat and posed them more as like, okay, this is something that, the Jedi and the Republic definitely have to pay attention to and take care of. And Marchion Ro has been slowly becoming one of the cooler villains that I've ever seen in Star Wars. This book, I feel like, is the culmination of like, the Nihil are like a true threat to the galaxy and the Republic. I mean, the end of the Fallen Star was definitely a large event, but where this book picks up, they've done something that has really largely impacted a huge portion of the galaxy, and I just thought it was really cool and is progressively making me appreciate this band of villains and the main villain, Marchion Ro, even more. So I've really enjoyed this one. I'll go more in depth on it later on, but that was definitely a 5-star read for me. And then we have Defy the Storm, which I didn't like as much. I gave this one 4 stars, but the interesting thing about Defy the Storm is in Phase 1 of the High Republic, there was this book right here, Out of the Shadows. And this is one of my least favorite, if not my least favorite, of the Phase 1 High Republic novels. Like, it's definitely close. It's definitely towards the bottom. I just didn't like it because it seemed like a lot of the plot points just kind of came out of nowhere and didn't have great resolutions, and I didn't like the characters all that much. There's a lot of new characters introduced, but Defy the Storm picks up where Out of the Shadows, that's upside down, where Out of the Shadows left off, and Defy the Storm actually made me appreciate Out of the Shadows a lot more. It was a continuation of a lot of the same characters' journeys, a lot of the same plot points. They both have one of my favorite High Republic characters, Vernestra, in it. I really like her character a lot, so that was great to see again. Great to see her again. But yeah, that was an interesting thing that happened, and I was like, oh, that's a payoff from the setup from this book, and so on and so forth. So, Defy the Storm, not my favorite of the High Republic so far, but it definitely, it was a great 4-star read, and it bumped up Out of the Shadows for me quite a bit, and I'm actually excited to see where the story of these certain characters like Sylvester Yarrow and Jordana Sparkburn and Xylan Graf, I'm excited to see where they go next with those characters. So that was something interesting that I did not expect to occur from reading that. And then we have 2 other books that I've read, and these are both in the Chronicles of Narnia. So earlier this year, I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian, and then last month I read The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish Narnia this month. That is gonna be my nostalgia read for the month. I want to finish all the other Narnia books, the 4 that I haven't read so far. I'm reading them in publication order right now because when I was a kid, pretty sure I read them in like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chronological order, so I wanted to do something different, go back, read them in publication order this time. So the first one I finished was The Silver Chair, and then I also have read The Horse and His Boy this month. And boy, opposite spectrums of these 2 books. Like, both of them I think are good. I gave both of them 4-star reviews. I think the Narnia books overall are just a lot of fun, but The Silver Chair I think is definitely going to be towards the bottom of my ranking. I want to do like a Narnia book ranking video once I finished all 7 of them. So The Silver Chair I can definitely see being it's very glary. Oh my goodness, there it is. Oh, trying to get the glare off of it. You know, you can see the book, but this will be towards the bottom for sure. And then surprisingly, a book that I thought would be towards the bottom, which is The Horse and His Boy, I think is going to be towards the top. Like, I would say this is definitely my second favorite so far that I've read of the 5 books. And The Silver Chair, I think, is probably my least favorite of the 5 that I've read so far. So I still have The Magician's Nephew and The Last Battle to read. So I'm very excited for both of these books because I remember liking The Magician's Nephew a lot when I was a kid, and I don't remember, and I don't even know if I read The Last Battle when I was a kid. I have no memory of this book at all, so either I didn't read it or I just didn't like it as a kid. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited to read both of these again, books 1 and 7. Currently, I'm on like chapter 2 of The Magician's Nephew, so I've barely started it. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm definitely going to do like a ranking video by the end of the month. Once I finish all 7 of those books, and I'm really enjoying them so far. So as to what I'm reading right now, I mentioned I literally just started The Magician's Nephew like 30 minutes ago, so I'm barely into that. I am also still chipping away, if you've been following my videos, I'm chipping away at the Silmarillion, getting there slowly but surely. Once again, this is a book that I thought I was just going to be able to blow through because I adore The Lord of the Rings, and I am adoring this book so far, but this is really like a sit-down read, like 1 or 2 chapters, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a little break to mull over what I just read, because it's very dense. There's a lot of names, a lot of locations that I am not familiar with from Middle-earth, and I'm constantly having to flip back and forth between the glossary and the back. I'm like, wait, who is this again? So I'm chipping away at it for sure. And then the book that I just started yesterday actually is this one, The Terror by Dan Simmons. This was the book club that I'm in. This is the book club pick of the month that I chose, and I'm loving this so far. It was a little slow at first. Like it starts in the action for the first chapter, and then it goes back and it's introducing the characters and the backstory of like the journey that the characters are on. But I'm just getting to the point. I'm around the 200 page marker where things are really starting to go off, and the mystery and the suspense is really starting to hike up there, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And for those of you that have never heard of this book, it is about this these 2 ships that go off on this journey to try to find what's called the Northern Passage up in like the Arctic, and one winter they get stranded up there, like their boats get trapped in ice, and it's about the crew members just trying to survive, you know, the normal horrors of being trapped in the ice, you know, like running out of food, trying to stay warm, but then also there's this like what I think is probably some kind of like supernatural entity that is haunting them and slowly killing off crew members. And we're just starting to get like the real first glimpses of that. So that's been really exciting. Stoked for this. I think I'm going to breeze through it, even though it's a chunky book. It's like 750 pages. I have a feeling I'm going to get through this one really quick because it's fully invested me, and I really want to watch the show that it's based off of this book because I think I'm going to like this one a lot. So that's what I'm currently reading right now. I've made a promise to myself, and the promise to myself is by the end of this month, I'm going to at least finish the 2 Narnia books. I'm going to finish The Terror, which I have to because it's part of my book club. I have to finish that one. And I'm going to finish The Silmarillion. Once I finish The Terror, I'm going to lock in and I'm just going to knock this out. And then the other 2 books, and this is where, if you're just seeing this video, this is where you're going to see that I kind of screwed myself over. I shot too high to the stars, because the other 2 books that I said I was going to read were The Hero of Ages and then A Court of Silver Flames, both which are quite big books. So, like I said, I have 17 days left in this month. I don't think I'm down and out for the count yet. But I really need to lock in. I have a school starting this Monday, the 18th, so that's the other wild card that might impact me, but hopefully my schedule isn't too crazy. I only take 1 class a semester, so hopefully it's nothing too crazy. First 2 weeks are usually pretty easy, so I think I'm going to be able to chip away. And then for September, now I know, okay, dial it back. Realistic expectations. That is my goal there. But yeah, so that is my reading update. That's where I'm at. And then just to show you a couple books that I picked up this month so far in the first 2 weeks here. Very excited about a lot of them. The first one's kind of silly, so I'm going to get it out of the way first. When it comes to the Narnia books, I have this guy. I have like the big collection of all of them, and this is what I was initially reading. But then I went to my dad's house because I remembered I had all like the individual books as a kid, and that's where I got all these like all the other ones I was holding up here, these individual books. I got them from my dad's house. But then I realized that I did not have a copy of my favorite so far, and that's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So I bought this one. It's hard to see with the glare, but I think this is just the coolest cover, by far the coolest Narnia cover of any of the books that I own. But it's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It was only like $5, so I was like, that's perfect. So now I own all of Narnia in the big book, and I own all of them in the individual books, which will be good for when I do my ranking. I can actually hold each of the individuals up instead of just being like, and this one, and this one, and this one. So that's cool. The next one I bought, because I saw it super cheap, it was only like I think it was $6, is this book by The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I don't know anything about this book at all, but I've heard its name, and I've heard people say that it's really, really good. So I don't know anything about it at all. I just heard it's amazing, and I don't plan on looking up anything about it because I just want to go in with a clean slate for it. But I grabbed this one, The Nightingale. We'll see. I'm excited for that, but that's definitely going to be on the TBR coming up here. And then 2 more books that I got are my 2 obligatory next steps in Star Wars The High Republic. So I have Beware the Nameless, which is the next middle grade novel in Phase 3, and then I have Temptation of the Force, which is the next adult novel in Phase 3. My big goal for the rest of this year is to finish The High Republic. So for the next few months, I'm going to try to do 2 books at a time. I think after these 2, there's like 4 or 5 left. So I should be done with it by October. Who knows? Maybe in September I'll be so close to the end that I'm just gonna go for it and finish all of it. But I really want to do a video where I rank all of the Star Wars High Republic novels from like my least favorite to favorite. So I'm trying to chip away at that and get that done before the end of the month. I did my 2 for this month already, and now I got my 2 for next month. So super excited for that. As a side note, I have run out of space on one of my bookshelves because I have a High Republic section. So I'm having to get a shelf, like a wall shelf, that is just for the High Republic on its own because there's so many books in it. But yeah, my fiance is not too stoked about that one. We have a lot of Star Wars books. All right, so then this next book that I bought, This was actually a required book for the class I'm taking this semester, but it looks really, really cool. And this book is called 100 Years of the Best American Short Stories. The editor is Lori Moore, and then the co-editor is Heidi Pitlor. Pitlor, I think you pronounce it. But this looks really, really cool. I'm looking at the back of the book here. They have all the different authors that have short stories in here, and I feel really silly because I don't recognize a lot of these names. Like, I see F. Scott Fitzgerald is on here. I see Ernest Hemingway is on here. I've heard Philip Roth before. So there's a couple names that I know, but for the most part, not too many. So I'm very excited to have this as like my textbook for this semester, but then also, you know, in a lot of college classes, you don't end up reading the entire book. So I'm going to try to actually read everything in here because I'm sure there's a lot of great classics and a lot of great authors that I've never heard of, and I thought this would be just a perfect way to expose myself to some new stuff. So 100 Years of the Best American Short Stories. I'm excited to read through that. Definitely gonna count it because it's not a small book. It's like 1,000 pages. So if I end up reading the whole thing, it's definitely going on my Goodreads. And then the last thing that I bought this month, actually my fiance bought it at Books A Million. I was there with her, and I just thought it was so cool, and now it's on my shelf, so I want to show it off. And it is this beast right here, The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, and this is the illustrated version, and it's got I don't know what you call it, but like the colored on pages on the sides and the back and the top. I don't own any book like this that has like the artwork on the side. I think they look so cool in the bookstore, but this is the first book that like we own that has like that artwork on the side. So I just thought that was really, really cool. And like, I've heard a lot about the Divine Comedy, especially I'm an English major in school, so I've read a lot of pieces of it, but I have not read the whole thing. I've read like some bits of of Dante's Inferno, but there are just like it's huge, and you've got these amazing pictures that I'm not going to be able to do justice with my $100 camera right here. But it's just an epic book, and it looks so cool. And being on a shelf in our bedroom, like it just looks like so badass. So I wanted to show this off. I got this at Books A Million, and it was only like $20 for this whole thing. I think they're on Amazon too. It's like 20 to 30 bucks or so. So if you think this looks cool, it's actually not cheap. When I saw this thing, I saw my fiance holding it. I was like, holy crap, what is that, like 50, 60 bucks? And she was like, no, it's only $20. And I was like, well, we got to get it then. So that is The Divine Comedy. Definitely can't wait to read through that. But that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted to give a little update. Thank you so much for watching my channel, watching this video, and stay tuned for my update at the end of the month where I'm going to rank all the books that I've read in the month of August and tell you which ones I liked from least to favorite. So have a great day, y'all. Take it easy.